Have you noticed that everyone only plays old games? I have. Yeah, pretty much that is true. Most often that is true.
This came up at GDC. Just 66 titles saw 80% of all playtime in 2023, and most of them were older games. So a lot of the new games that come out nowadays...
Yeah, I wonder why. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
66 titles saw 80% of the playtime in 2023. Most of them being old, quotation mark, games like Fortnite or Grand Theft Auto.
Is Fortnite old? I mean, dude, Fortnite is like 8 years old now. I guess that is kind of true. Fortnite is 8 years old.
5. Well, I mean, by the definition, yes, that is true. See, I've been seeing this statement being bandied
Which,
around
to be fair, I mean, Fortnite is a very different game than it was whenever it came out.
a little bit, as if it is an indication that the good old days were simply so much better than they are today. But the good old days, well, in this case, the good old days are still pretty much the bad current year days, in my opinion. And the whole thing in and of itself is hardly that groundbreaking, as, hell, we had reports from 2022 as well, basically stating the same thing. As it turns out that a game literally designed to be played forever, Fortnite, is being played forever.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
I know.
Wow.
But what I think is more important and interesting to point out about this entire survey here, which basically suggests that most of the games played are simply quite old on PC.
I wonder how big the difference is between Fortnite and the other ones. Because I bet Fortnite completely blows them out of the water.
9.6 years.
So it's actually ranked by highest participation. You've got Minecraft over there on PC. I think Fortnite is still fucking massive.
Probably like a
On
2x or a 3x.
Xbox 7.2, with only the Nintendo Switch having a 3.9. Now, a 4-year period is hardly a blink of an eye, but considering the average development time of video games, a 4-year period of domination
all the
by
Zoomers are still
certain
playing
titles makes a lot of sense.
We must acknowledge MMOs are genuinely a dying genre. Like young people, as kids are coming of age, they're teenagers, they're becoming young little gamers. Are they picking up MMOs? No, they are fucking not.
Really?
Yeah.
You also got Zelda, The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom,
That's a new
Mario
game.
Bros. Wonders, Mario Kart 8. Like, these aren't, Fortnite-style games. Or Grand Theft Auto, which has also kind of become a Fortnite.
And you guys see, like, imagine if you're a game publisher or a game developer and you see these charts. You are probably going to come to the conclusion that what you need to make is a live service game. I mean, I think this is what anybody would come to the conclusion for. Yeah, I mean, it's common sense when you think about it.
Night game, or Minecraft, Though there aren't a whole lot of, strictly speaking, single-player games on the list. Starfield.
If you want to make the most popular game in the world, okay, you're going to make a game that is a building game it's going to be a mix of Fortnite, Minecraft. It's a battle royale Minecraft game where you can build your own, where you can mine things and build your own base, and it's a battle royale where the zone is shrinking, and then also on top of that, your character, the player avatar, is always a big titty anime girl. So you are fighting and existing in a voxel-based cube world, and you can build and mine and build structures Minecraft style, and it's a battle royale first-person shooter. No, it can't be first person. It's got to be third person, so you can see your big titty anime girl's fat anime ass, and then you will become a billionaire. If you do that, you will make a fuck ton of money. That is true.
How did
Starfield get number 8, man? That's crazy. I mean, you do see a number of like single player games. I don't know if The Sims is single player. None of these are. Like Starfield is. Like for Switch, you do. Zelda, Super Mario Brothers Wonder. You can play with other people, but it's basically a single player game. Pokemon, Animal Crossing, Hogwarts Legacy. Like, these are games that I would assume that the majority of people that buy and play the game play it solo.
How the hell Starfield got on this list at all, honestly.
Yeah.
There's got to be a lot of very weird people out there.
The OG Fortnite version developed was actually a game that had dedicated night and day cycles where the day was about building and the night was about surviving zombie attacks. Yeah, I remember that actually. I remember that. And then they pivoted hard towards Battle Royale stuff. What Fortnite did was Fortnite was the first game to capitalize on the Battle Royale concept in a sleek, polished, easily accessible way. Because you did have Battle Royale shooters prior to Fortnite, but all of them were janky and inaccessible. They were buggy and weird and fucking so you had PUBG, I think, you had H1Z1, you had Arma 2 mods that did it, and it was just like fucking jank. It was like ghetto. All that shit was fucking ghetto. And then Fortnite comes out and it's like sleek and clean and beautiful. And it's easy to run. You can run it on any computer. If you've got a toaster-oven computer, you can run it. And it's all good. And it was just so easy to pick up.
That's all I can really say. And Hogwarts Legacy. I think, if anything, the most important takeaways from this thing is two. One, it completely and utterly disproves the Warner Bros. Statement we saw a few weeks ago that, oh, the video game industry is crashing because it's just so darn unreliable. We just can't tell what's going to be popular.
Dude,
it's so volatile.
Yeah. What the fuck happened to that?
No, not at all. The video game industry is not particularly volatile in the slightest. In fact, its primary problem appears to be that it's unfathomably sedentary.
Yeah, people are too invested into the existing games to play new games. That's one of the big problems. And that's why these companies keep trying to make their really big live service games. Because if they can make their big live service game and make it up to the chart, people care a lot about playing the game that's popular. Because again, if you're playing a game that nobody cares about, it doesn't really matter if you're good at it or not. But if you're playing a game like Fortnite that's really popular and you're able to show that off, like the sense of reward that you get from that is going to be a lot higher. It just kind of makes sense whenever you think about it. And that's why players stay invested in these games. And it's also because you have years of FOMO that have been built up in a game like Fortnite or a game like Roblox, maybe, or Rocket League, like different things, Fall Guys. They have skins, everything in the game. So you put all that together and people are going to want to stick with those games because they're already invested into those games.
Fortnite is hardly a spring chicken at this point, and it itself was basically just a last-minute deviation to try and get on the
Battle Royale train.
What's that game called? The shooter game that started all of this survival shootery thing.
Well, yeah, it started with H1Z1, and then PUBG was the first real super standalone BR. And
dude, I'm gonna say again, I think the first BR game that had any player base, it was Minecraft mods. And they were called Hunger Games Minecraft mods, based off of the Hunger Games movies. Okay, and so people are playing Hunger Games Minecraft mods, and then you have H1Z1, and then you have PUBG, and that actually no, it goes Hunger Games Minecraft mods, and then it's Arma 2 mods, and then it's H1Z1, because I think it goes Minecraft, Arma 2, H1Z1, and then it goes PUBG, and then you have Fortnite, and then you have 10 billion different versions of stuff like this, right?
And then PUBG was H1Z1 walked and PUBG ran, basically. PUBG was the real one.
God help me, I don't even know now.
It's PUBG.
Interested in this particular genre.
And if anyone here played Arma 2, Arma 2 was janky as fuck. Okay, it was. It had a very small, very autistic, very dedicated, loyal community, but that game was fucking jank.
Is 0.
It really was.
Yep,
I haven't played Arma 3. I haven't played it.
Anywho.
No.
And Minecraft, which is older still. Minecraft was a topic when I was in school, goddammit. Clearly,
almost
the industry isn't particularly... The Sims, goddamn you. The Sims as a franchise is ancient.
Yeah, it's the 90s.
League of Legends,
SimCity.
God help me. Actually, no. The video game industry is not very volatile. It's rather sedentary. And what becomes hits is actually fairly easy to predict because the majority of the market right now are casuals. And here's the problem, though.
And that's another thing that's happened, now that because gaming is so much more accessible, that you have to make games more casual. And that's why you're seeing games that have, a lot of these, casual features. And, they're built kind of for esports to an extent, but they're also made for very casual players. Because most people are going to be casual players just by a natural bell curve,
I don't. Okay, so I don't think that. I'm just gonna draw some circles here. Don't mind me. Okay, first off, let's say this is like 2004 and this is 2024. Okay. I think, okay, so if this is like your hardcore player base and this is like your chill, like gamer dad player base in 2004, I think you do have more hardcore players. Like that hardcore population has grown a little bit. But this is your casual player base. And so I guess like as a ratio, there were more hardcore players as a total ratio. Like raw number, there's more hardcore players these days, but gaming has blossomed open, and there's so many more people playing that are casuals. The casuals have really infiltrated the gaming space. I'm not complaining. I think that's just the case. And so yeah, no, if you want your game to be as popular and successful and make as much money as you possibly can, you need to cater to the largest demographic, and that's the casual player base. Absolutely, absolutely.
The
Most people are going to end up in the middle.
Creatures of habit. This makes it very difficult for new contenders to get into this field.
This is also an idea. This like he says, you have a bell curve here. Okay, so, and it's not. This doesn't need to be an IQ bell curve, although incidentally it probably is. If you want your movie, your YouTube video, your Twitch stream, your video game to be as successful and popular as it possibly can be, to make as much money, to go viral, you want to design whatever content you're making, Hollywood movie, whatever. You want to design that content for these people, because there's the most of these people. And we'll use the word average. You want to make average content for average people. If you're making content that is appealing to maybe more differentiated type of consumers, either over here or over here, well, there's just fewer of those people. There's fewer of those people. And so you hearing my voice, you might be someone, let's go back to terms of intelligence. You might be someone that is like pretty intelligent. I don't know. Let's say this is 115 IQ. Let's talk IQ. You might be 115 IQ, 85 IQ. This is 70 IQ and 130 IQ. Okay, let's say you have 125 IQ and you're sitting right here. Okay, that's you. You might be looking at the top Hollywood movies, the top YouTube videos, the top streams, and saying, who the fuck is watching this stuff? Who the fuck is this content being made for? This is the top stream on the platform on Twitch. It's got 120,000 viewers. This is retarded. This movie, whatever it is the highest grossing box office film of the year in 2023. That movie? Who the fuck watched that? What the fuck? Well, it's because that content is made for these people. Okay? And you're maybe right there. Or you might be right there. Hey, what's happening? I don't get it. Hey, what's happening in the Marvel movie? What is that big purple guy doing? What's that glove? What is that? The Infinity Gauntlet? What is happening? That might be you also. Lincoln Craig says that. Lincoln Craig says that. Thank you, Craig. Thank you, Lincoln Craig. Thank you, Craig.
It is very difficult for an outside company to try and create Fortnite because, well, Fortnite already exists. Yeah. And thus, nobody is going to switch over from Fortnite to your alternative unless your alternative is absolutely mind-blowingly amazing.
This is one thing that Genshin has right now. Like, there's a lot of games that are coming out that are like Genshin Impact. Like, you saw Tower of Fantasy. There's that Azure Lane game. There's Wuthering Waves. There's Project Mugen. And all of these games functionally play the same. And they are basically the same game. And I would argue that probably, I haven't really played Genshin, but there's probably some things that these games do better than Genshin. I'm sure that there are a handful of things that exist that way. However, people have already invested into Genshin Impact. So are they going to abandon all of their waifus in Genshin Impact to go play this new game? Oh, fuck that.
You know what's weird? I've never thought about this. what often coincides with a lot of like anime games or anime content is also, let's be honest, like sexually perverse or sexually profane or sexually degenerate content, like huge boobs, over sexualization of female characters, you know, super hyper scantily clad, almost no clothing. We just saw a game. Asmongold was talking about a game like that a moment ago. That new, you know, anime bunny shooting game or whatever. I think if you had a character dressed like that with giant fucking tits and she's wearing a thong and running around shooting a gun, and that was done in Western style, Western animation style, and not anime, I think it would go over. It would not go over as well. I think more people would look at that and say, "Hold up, this is too sexual. This is perverted," right? But for some reason, I guess we can. I don't know. We can ponder about this. I think that like anime is the most accepted way to have hypersexualized content. If you portray hypersexualized characters in any other way, people say, okay, this is too much. This is perverted. But anime, it's sort of like it's a very socially acceptable way to slip in just insanely ridiculously hypersexual content, and people have accepted that as being part of the culture, I guess. And so what do you see? You see that it's like a little trapdoor into mainstream culture, is having, you know, hypersexualized anime, whereas otherwise in other venues or other media types it's not as tolerated. I wonder, most certainly you see that this sort of like sexual content loophole, I guess we could call it, anime that is, or anime style video games, this is most certainly abused for profit. There are a huge amount of consumers that are, they like we said this like an hour ago, they see big anime boobs, they see hot anime girl, they buy the game. Doesn't matter how good the game is, doesn't matter how bad the game is. They see big fat anime titties, they are pulling out $50 and they're gonna buy the fucking game. It's like an infinite money glitch. Big anime tits, I'm gonna buy it.
Bro, never. You would never abandon Hu Tao, would you? Absolutely not. So you're stuck in that game.
Somehow manages to tickle the pickle of the casual audience even more so. And this can happen on occasion with Call of Duty, for example, which I do believe was, there you go, Call of Duty Modern Warfare there.
Yeah, no surprise.
Because Call of Duty was once actually the outlier. It was the competitor to Medal of Honor, which was the largest.
Another anime loophole is the prevalence of characters with childlike traits being sexualized and it's not being degenerate and creepy. I most certainly do. Listen, I read this one time. I read, every time you cut a weeb, a pedo bleeds. Is that true? I don't know, but that's what I read one time on this anonymous image board. Most certainly, there is normalization or a push for pedophilic content within anime. You cannot deny that. That is a fucking fact.
The shooter, multiplayer kind of thing.
It was like the 2000s.
And Call of Duty came up from
Modern Warfare.
Appealed.
Modern Warfare 2, whenever they came out. And Modern Warfare 1 completely blew Medal of Honor out of the fucking water. It was not even close. Like, as soon as they brought that shit out, it was like Fortnite back then. It's like everybody knew they wanted it, but nobody had it. Modern Warfare comes out, and it's like, yes, bro. It's nuts.
Better to the audience, and
then Modern Warfare 2 came out,
audience
you know,
as well.
there it
and
is.
Now, Medal of Honor, oh, most people probably don't even remember that it was a franchise.
Yeah, it was.
So it
Medal of Honor, the year was like, I don't know, 2003, 2004. Medal of Honor had the most goated D-Day mission. Who remembers playing the Medal of Honor D-Day mission? And this is around the time that Saving Private Ryan came out. And so you're seeing on the big screen Saving Private Ryan, and the opening scene is D-Day. They're on the beach. The Nazis up top. Dude, this is fucking sick. This is crazy, okay? Medal of Honor comes out. It was nuts. It was awesome. Can I show you guys that real quick? Medal of Honor D-Day. Yeah, it must have been this. Yeah, it was this. I remember playing this as a kid. This mission was fucking nuts. Yep. Jesus Christ. the graphics, dude. I very clearly remember being a kid, 9, 10, 11 years old, and looking at games like this, like it's on the PS2, and thinking to myself, this is so realistic. I can't even fathom a video game being more lifelike. Having we have this is the pinnacle. This is the apex of video game graphics. Nothing is going to be better than this. This was so fucking real. This shit was real. Shit. God damn. Man down. He's in the bunker. Crazy. Nice aim. Nice aim, dumbass. Okay. Anyway, yeah, that shit was crazy.
Is
Just like the
possible,
mid-2000s.
but it depends primarily upon your ability.
You know, Crix, you know another like game franchise or game series that was goated back then? This is 20 years ago, that isn't really around anymore. Dynasty Warriors. Playing Dynasty Warriors on the PS2. That shit was so fucking good. That shit was so good.
To debase yourself yet further. As the wider market, as we often call it, right?
Yeah.
It is real to a degree. I like to call it, the illusion of the wider market, or the mystical wider market, because
the mysterious, mystical mirage of general audiences. The closer you get to a general audience, the more it's not real. Look at Suicide Squad.
majority of titles, it is a false mirage in the desert. To Total
Smart
War,
guy.
for example, the wider market is absolutely a big fat lie because you're a Total War game.
Yeah.
You will
Two-hand
never beat
hammy.
Fortnite. No matter how hard you
Thank you
try to
very
appeal
much.
to the lowest common denominator,
No.
you will
Thank you
never
very
ever
much.
reach them because they're going to look at you, a strategy game,
Mm-hmm.
huff, spit on you, and get back to playing Call of Duty.
Yeah, people have already decided.
These games, success is more easily achieved.
And also keep in mind that the real problem is that the reason why Fortnite was successful is because it wasn't trying to be PUBG. The reason why Helldivers was successful is because it wasn't trying to be Fortnite. The reason why Baldur's Gate 3 was successful is because it wasn't trying to be Elden Ring or Dark Souls. The problem with a lot of these games is also because the developer is looking to cash in on a trend without actually having any
Jerry
sort of like
King.
real
Vila.
like insight into that
Thank you,
trend.
brother.
They're just looking and they're saying, hey, this is a popular game. I'm going to make this game. It's kind of like streamers. Have you guys ever seen streamers that try to follow metas and they just go and play the most popular game and nobody watches them and it hurts their stream? Because it's actually not a good idea to do that. It's better to double down on something that you're really good at for a core audience of people and then wait for that to, take off, because it always will.
really need to do
And here we are playing Vanilla WoW 20 years later. It's been 20 years.
is go
That's
for your
right.
core audience, which is
Yep.
what
There it
Nintendo
is.
proves again and again and again and again. Why do we have 8 Mario Kart games? Now,
Because people
bear in
like
mind, I
Mario
don't know much
Kart.
about Mario Kart, so perhaps I'm wildly mistaken here, but I do believe that the core gameplay loop of Mario Kart has remained
It's
largely
about the same.
unchanged. Is
Yeah.
number one. Why the
There was one thing Mario Kart did that was like, holy fuck. Double dash. What? 2 people? 1 cart? That's fucking crazy. You know what we need now? Mario Kart, hear me out. Triple dash.
then are there
Yep.
8 of them?
Billion
Why are we
dollar
still
idea.
making Zelda games? Why are we still making Super Mario Brothers games? Because
People keep liking them.
you have a thing, it has an audience, and you simply keep feeding that audience what
Yep.
it wants year after year after year. That is
How many movies with Jason Statham have there been? Oh, I'm retired. Yeah, we know you're retired, but can you do one more job? He says, oh, no, I won't take the job. He said, come on, man. The guys are counting on you. Oh, one more job? Yeah, just one more.
There's always a woman. It's listen, Jason, I know you're retired and shit, but I know you left this game long time ago. The evil Shadow Syndicate, they abducted Clarissa. Shit. Clarissa? They got Clarissa? All right. I guess I'm in.
All right, I'll do the job. Number 53, 54, 55. And look at Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry makes black comedy movies. The dude is a fucking billionaire. Like, I think people don't even realize.
I have never seen a Tyler Perry movie. I guess I am not like in my reality. Hilarious. Tyler Perry doesn't exist. Like I've heard his name before. I know what his face looks like, but I've never seen anything that he's ever done. Maybe he's hilarious. Maybe he's super funny. I don't know.
Realize how rich Tyler Perry is. It's fucking crazy. It's rich. It's insane.
How you build a franchise. Too many developers today.
Because he gives the people what they want.
Fortnite, just overnight, just like that. Oh hey.
You know what no one has done? You've got BET, Black Entertainment, and it's like a bunch of black shows and movies and stuff. Okay, that's cool. Where's Wet? You've heard of Bet? Where's Wet? Where's White? Where's the White Entertainment? Where's Wet, man? What the fuck?
We're enormous success. You're not.
Where is it?
The odds of you being the next blow-up success are
You know what it's called? Yeah, dude, it's called the Hallmark Channel. That's what it is. It's called Hallmark Channel.
around 0.0000000 ad infinitum 0.1%.
Yeah.
Especially in a market already oversaturated with the next big things. Unless you actually do come up with a completely different next big thing, you're not going to be competing with the already entrenched opposition. I thought we would have learned this lesson via World of Warcraft and the MMO boom, where 98% of those games failed miserably, but...
Well, even now they do, because there's so many MMO games. This is a big problem that MMOs have, is that every MMO is trying to capture something from the past, and none of them are developed towards the future.
This is the thing, okay? I kind of agree, but I kind of don't. Almost every MMO tries to copy World of Warcraft, but after World of Warcraft became bad. They're all copying post-Cataclysm design changes. None of them are copying Vanilla WoW. They're copying fucking WoD and MoP and Kata. Okay? Maybe Wrath. Copy Vanilla. Literally all you have to do, the prototype, the template is there. The formula is in front of you. It's been there the entire time. Copy Vanilla. Just do that.
They're always trying to go back to 1998 or 2004, and they never want to go into the future to 2025 to 2030. And there's never, like, they're always, again, just referential towards what are.
What does the 2030 MMO look like? MMO 2030. If I'm designing a product. Hello, I am gay. Yeah, probably. That's cool though. That's cool.
Already has been. And again, like, you can't go back. You can't step in the same river twice. You can't do that. And also, guess what happens? That's why I think Riot canceled, or not canceled, but massively delayed their MMO.
Look at this guy. Do you see this? 66 months. That means he's better than you. Okay? Your number, how big that number is, that is your value. Okay? He's 66. He's better than you. That's a fact. That's true.
Because nobody knows right now what is the next big MMO going to be. Nobody knows.
It is the video game industry, and its ability to absorb wisdom and or lessons is brain-damaged goldfish submerged in a tank currently engulfed in electricity and or mustard gas.
Well, that sounds bad.
Water? Anyways, you get the general drift. You need to create the audience. The Total War didn't become...
Helldivers 2 created an audience. Fall Guys created an audience. Fortnite created an audience. Baldur's Gate 3 created an audience.
Okay, hold up. Do you guys think that Fall Guys created an audience? I feel like there was already an audience of, like, party game, like low-key, I'm gonna smoke some weed and maybe have a couple beers and play games with my friends because we're all retarded. Like there is... And so these people were, like, kind of homeless, I guess. They were hopping from party game to party game. They were playing Mario Party. They were playing... I don't know. I'm not a party game guy. But what I love to do is smoke a bunch of weed because I love weed. And then I love to play Fall Guys. And all of my friends are smoking weed, too, because we all love weed.
Dark Souls created an audience.
That's how we do it.
Tarkov created an audience. Vampire Survivors. That's such a good example. Vampire Survivors created an audience. Yep.
Oh, that's something I don't know. Guys, is Vampire Survivors a knockoff of something else? Is there a game that predates Vampire Survivors that is, like, pretty much Vampire Survivors? I don't know. Darthanos Yogurt. Mr. Yogurt, thank you very much. Every time I see your name, I'm thinking of Spaceballs. Thank you. Bullet Hell. It's called bullet hell. It's a genre. Oh, okay. Okay.
Yep.
Dude, you guys might not know this. Like, outside of vanilla WoW, I'm not a gamer. Okay. Like, if vanilla WoW didn't exist, I would fucking I would go mow the lawn right now. Okay. I'd go do my taxes. Seriously. I don't know shit about games. I'm just a vanilla WoW guy.
Overnight either. It built an audience slowly but surely over time by perfecting the formula. The grand strategy in general is a fantastic example of what new developers need to be aiming for.
Yeah.
You need to be aiming for the paradox model. Now, paradox has gone to hell in a handbasket in and of itself, but the basic idea is
What's
still
this?
build an audience, build a niche, and then construct. And you are not even giving up the possibility of becoming a blow-up success by doing so.
There's a lot of streamers that do this, and I think they do really well. Like, for example, like, look at Jinxie. Jinxie farms Rainbow Six Siege. He loves the game. He plays it all the time, and eventually it grew his stream. And he does other stuff as well, but he also plays a lot of Rainbow Six Siege. He made the game huge. Yeah, but also he makes the game fun to watch. So, like, Jinxie's a big example because he's really popular, but you've got other people like Zaryu. Look at Zaryu. Zaryu focuses on WoW. He plays a lot of WoW, and he's playing other games too, and he does fitness content, but he focuses on what people really like to see. And I did that with WoW for a long time myself. So you can see a lot of... Look at another really great example is Maximilian, dude. Like, he's been focused on, like, his genre of games, and, like,
Who's
you know, fighting
Maximilian,
games,
dude?
like Capcom games, like just general, like, adventure games like that. He's been focused on that for, like, 10 years, man. And
Okay.
he has built that fucking audience, and that's his fucking audience. And I remember whenever Final Fantasy came out, he had, like, over 30,000 people watching him play that. Remember Co-Carnage? Remember Baldur's Gate 3 came out? Everybody was watching him. And that's a good thing.
Crusader Kings 3, years after its release,
XQC
became a
Overwatch 1,
blow-up
yeah.
success.
He was the guy.
Helldivers 2, the perfect example. Nobody played Helldivers 1. Okay, that's a bit of an exaggeration, but you get what I'm saying, right?
It wasn't
And
as popular,
Helldivers 2
yeah.
arrived, and boom! Everywhere. It's now one of the biggest games, and when this list comes out for 2024, etc.,
Yeah.
it's probably going to be on it. It's probably going to be
Helldivers will be on the list, I think.
Fortnite,
Yeah.
Actually, you've got to construct franchises, video game developers. You cannot go for one and dump games anymore because the market of hits is
I think this is a really good point. I think he's right. Most games that are really popular are franchises.
probably dead.
And I
this
think the
does-
reason
That is
why
true.
is that people
That is
feel
true.
more safe
Most, not all.
investing an unhealthy amount of time into a franchise because there's less of a worry that all of that time is going to be eroded whenever they just make a new game.
suck to a certain degree, absolutely, because what I'm essentially saying is you've got to make this is my franchise 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and that hardly.
And I also think that
Well, it's also true that, like, almost, I was going to say most, but no, it's even more than that. Almost every single game that comes out within a month, like, the game's dead. Okay? A lot of games they release, they have, like, a flash in a pan release success. Within a month, the community gone. The game dead completely.
this is a natural outcome of just a game developer existing in capitalism. They made Hollow Knight. Well, Hollow Knight did really well. Well, let's see about Silksong. Yeah, let's make another one. Dark Souls. Well, that went pretty well. People sure like that. All right, well, we'll make another one. Well, people like the other one? Okay, well, I guess we'll do it again. Fuck. Okay, well, what if we do it in like a with Lovecraft or something? Like, okay. Well, we could do it with Samurai? Okay. Well, we have like a big game where it's like open world. Okay, let's do that. That's how so many of these games start. Because like if you have one W, well, you're going to keep wanting to farm Ws.
encourages innovation in the gaming market. And I wish it wasn't so. I wish we could return to the days of, Company of Heroes and Dawn of War, where games would release and they would at least have something special about them, right? Company of Heroes, a revolution in the strategy game market. Dawn of War 2, and 1 with the
Yeah.
the sync kill animations. The sync kill animations weren't anything particularly, revolutionary when you think about it. All it really is that units look cool when they kill each other, but at least it was something, right?
Yeah.
Especially compared to Dawn of War 3 or Company of Heroes, the new one, so on, so on. The key really is to find one thing to innovate on, one thing to advance further, and then continue to building. Helldivers 2 could be used again as another excellent example of this. Helldivers 2, he doesn't reinvent the wheel in any real regards. He simply perfects the extraction shooter formula.
What accent is this? This is the British butler accent. He has the perfect accent to be a butler.
And adds
That's like Elden Ring.
To a-
Elden
to a-
Ring
to a
didn't really
wealthy
invent
family.
a lot of new things. Like from like existing games that they already had. I mean, there was like a couple of new things, but it was mainly just a massively perfected version of what already existed. And I think a better example of that is Dark Souls 3. Dark Souls 3 didn't really invent a lot of new shit, right? But it was really good at what it did.
couple of cool tidbits here and there, like for example the like mini rhythm game almost, where you use your arrow keys to call in call-ins, for example. Call in. Oh, I suppose it's technically correct. That was a brilliant idea because it adds in a tremendous amount of stress to the act of calling in artillery barrage.
Yeah.
You know a game that was actually so fucking good that was undermined by its pay-to-win functionality, and then we've never really seen like a reiteration or a really great follow-up? PlanetSide 2. PlanetSide 2, conceptually, is so fucking good. It's actually such a goated idea, such a goated concept, but PlanetSide 2 is also egregiously pay-to-win, and then you've never really seen another game try to, like, do what PlanetSide 2 did. Like, no one has ever, at least as far as I know. And so, I think there's like a lot of potential there, don't you think? I don't know if someone made like a better PlanetSide 2 that was not pay to win.
Particularly if you're getting pelted by laser fire
arrows,
as you're doing it.
It's like Helldivers.
So please, video game developers, stop trying to be Fortnite. You will never be Fortnite. Now, you could potentially eventually become a Fortnite-esque thing if you build on it. And this goes out specifically to Warner Brothers as well. The volatility
And keep in mind that Fortnite at the time, so Fortnite was originally a survival game. And then, again, like, think about that. Fortnite was trying to be like all of the other existing survival games at the time, like DayZ and stuff like that, Arma, and it didn't work. And Fortnite only really began to succeed whenever it stopped being what every other game was. And it's the same thing with Final Fantasy XIV. I feel like Final Fantasy XIV really started to pop off when it stopped trying to be like WoW.
The franchise is set in goddamn stone. It is simply that you are trying to compete with stone on being hard. And thus, unless you happen to be a diamond, you're probably going to lose
I'm
out.
a diamond.
Especially when you have a tremendous amount of potential IP power like Warner Brothers. What you need to try to do is be Mario Brothers rather than Fortnite. And this goes out to all of the smaller developers as well. If you're making a game, make it for your audience first. Once you've constructed...
This is why I think Wrath was kind of bad too. Is that Wrath of the Lich King tried to appeal to people that weren't MMO players. The moment that you start making content for people that aren't your audience, that's whenever you start to fail.
Every single version of World of Warcraft, other than Vanilla WoW, sucks fucking dick. TBC sucks dick. Classic Wrath of the Lich King sucks dick. Kata sucking dick. Every version, Legion sucking dick. Vanilla WoW is the only good version of World of Warcraft. Oh, you're a classic Andy. What do you know? Shut up, you classic Andy. Wrong. I'm not a classic Andy. I'm a classic supremacist. I am a classic supremacist because classic WoW is supreme.
Then you can build on that base. And once you have a loyal fan base, they will almost never ever abandon you, even if you repeatedly and consistently abuse the shit out of them.
Oh.
Which again, Total War has so neatly and thoroughly proved. Oh, God help me, Total War. It used to be a great franchise. Used to be. Though,
yeah, in 2007.
You beat a dog for so long until it starts biting you back, I suppose. As I've been playing the Lord of the Rings mod for Medieval 2 quite a lot recently, and whilst it is definitely designed for people who have played a lot more Medieval 2 recently than I have, and that certainly has some mildly unfair elements to it. Just the act of playing Medieval 2 again is incredibly zen. Like, the game just feels so much
Medieval 2. Is that old game with the skull guy with the sword? Holy fuck. Damn. I haven't thought about that ever since I was in Target in the year 2005.
Damn.
Oh my God.
better. The pacing of it, the interface, all of it just... It's like coming home. It's a warm
Total
path
War, not Medieval.
after the
Well, either
trials
way.
and tribulations of modern day Total
I haven't heard
War
about that game a lot
battle.
either.
I guess even building the franchise can go wrong on occasion if you forget about your actual audience. But still, that, in my opinion, is the takeaway of this. Don't try to be Fortnite.
No.
Try to be, if anything, Medieval 2.
Try to be yourself. Just be
try to
yourself,
be-
guys. That's all you need to do. Just be yourself.
9.6 years, eh? Honestly, I was hoping
What
for
if you
3 more.
suck, though?
See. Do let me know what you think there in the comment section below as well, as this is an interesting little topic.
People always give that advice. Hey, just be yourself. Hey, what if you're fucking, what if you're stupid? What if you're a fat retard? Then you should not be yourself. Then you gotta do something. You need to make a change. Okay, changes need to be made. What if you suck? What if you're so stupid and you're dumb and you're ugly? You need to do something about that, okay? Seriously, you need to do something about that. Let's go.
But when it actually comes to like the
Self-improve.
oldness of it, that in and of itself is kind of a non sequitur in my opinion, because of course game design, again, to be played forever, will be played forever. Not to mention...
Not if the game's bad. Look at Suicide Squad. I think that, again, like, people will lose interest in live service games, but it depends on how the game is managed.
When you are looking at top-played games as well over a year, unless you are looking at the flash in the pans, the miracles like Helldivers 2, you're unlikely going to be dethroning anything like Fortnite.
No, you're not.
Until next time, I have been Arch. Thank you all very much for watching.
It's a good video.
And I hope to see you all again soon.
Yeah,
Well, then,
I wanted to talk about this that article that was written about like the old games, and like I'm actually really glad he talked about it, because I feel like it's very interesting. There's the video. Like I like this guy's commentary a lot. This is like probably the second or third video of his that I've watched. It's really good. And so yeah, he thinks about things, at least I think, a lot the same way that I do, at least in some cases. And so in general, what I think happened, and like, by the way, people are asking why I thought they made Wrath for non-MMO gamers. Catch-up mechanics were way too high. The raid difficulties were consolidated and turned into Tin Mans to accommodate people that didn't like large group play, and leveling was made less valid and less important through heirlooms. Those are like just 3 examples.
There you have it.
Like I can obviously come up with other ones, but like Group Finder later on, etc. But like those are examples that I have. And so yeah. Anyway, I think that there's a lot of games, and this is the issue that games like Suicide Squad are running into, and I think this is also an issue that things like Star Wars Outlaw runs into, is that they see what succeeds in the market, and they're not able to correctly dissect why they succeed. So they see, oh yeah, this is really popular, a lot of people like this. Well, oh, okay, well, if a lot of people like it, let's just go do it. But they don't know why they like it. They don't know why people are doing it. And because of that, well, guess what? People don't really give a shit as much. And that's what ends up happening.
There it is. There it is.